Stay tuned for the Splash Live. It's time for the Splash Live from Civic Center TV, featuring stories from and about people like you in the greater West Bloomfield area. Simulcast on cable, 89.3 Lakes FM, social media, and the web. Now live from Green Media Center on Walnut Lake Road, it's the Splash Live.
Live, local, and social, it's the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. As I was driving into the station, headed eastbound on Walnut Lake Road, I saw the sunrise and just thought, it's a beautiful day, another opportunity. So happy to be here. I'm your host, Kevin McIntosh, for today. Now, we have a lot to talk about, including a national topic, the fentanyl crisis that has made not only national news, but local news. And I actually had a chance to speak with Oakland County Sheriff Michael Bouchard about the very important issue and how he is bringing in expert partners to keep the community informed. Thank you for your time, Sheriff.
A pleasure. Happy to be with you.
Absolutely, sir. First and foremost, like we said, thank you for your time. Talking about this upcoming town hall event that you all put on for the fentanyl crisis. You have experts coming there. You have resources that we're going to be talking about. What specific strategies or initiatives do you plan to highlight or combat to this growing issue within Oakland County?
Yeah, so, it's a multi-layered approach. It has to be like societal, because we know it is so ingrained, tragically, at this point in our society. We've had 100,000 plus opioid deaths for the last 2-3 years running. Those are mothers, brothers, sisters, sons, daughters. On every level, it affects every community. And so we have to address it with the whole of government and society. And, law enforcement certainly is part of it, so we can hold accountable the people that are profiting off of this death. But it has to be education. It has to be treatment. It has to be diversion. We don't want to arrest someone who's addicted. We want to try to get them help. And so that's why we partner with so many community agencies and groups like the Oakland County Community Health Network, the Coalition, the Alliance of Coalitions for Healthy Communities. We are regular partners with both of them on lots of levels to try to get people help, get people treatment, get them Narcan, get them a variety of things. So we're going to have other partners at this event as well. We're going to have the DEA. We're going to have our crisis response group. We're going to have Bloomfield Township's chief. He's a good guy. He's going to be there as well. Jim Gallagher. We're going to have the executive director of the Jamie Daniels Foundation. Bunch of resources. So, I just listed a few right there. But the point is to inform the community, the public, all the things that we're doing collectively together, how they can get help if they're grabbed by the monkey on their back, if you will, of addiction. How do they find a path forward to a better life for themselves and their families? And as I said, a lot of that's education, it's diversion, it's treatment, it's how do we help? And we're going to lay out all the things we're doing, which is a big list right here in Oakland County. We've been a leader on a lot of these kinds of issues.
And that speaks to the efforts that you're putting forth with this town hall. Like you said, already have collaborations and partnerships with different organizations within the community, which it takes that. It takes collaborating with these organizations that have these different resources, that have different experts and different information to give to the community. And it is multifaceted, it's multidimensional, like you said, it's complex. And even going to the root of the situation, how do you plan to envision engaging the community during your town hall to not only address the awareness, raise the awareness, but foster a sense of understanding and support for those who are affected?
Well, first, we want to help people that maybe be coming to listen because they have family members or loved ones that they're not sure, excuse me, that they have an addiction, and how to get them help. What's the pathway to addiction? It's varied. It can be self-medication for a variety of things. Could be mental health challenges, could be physical challenges. My daughter played soccer right in this area, and three of the girls she played soccer with are dead from overdoses. And the way they got there is they had sports injuries, and they ended up transitioning from traditional pain pills after the injury or surgeries following on. And it also sometimes happens with oral surgeries. Regardless of the path, they get addicted to the painkillers. And when the script runs out, they go out to the street to try to find an alternative, and they end up finding something that they have no idea the content, the purity, what's any of those kinds of things. And we know for a fact that one of the biggest presence in all of the drugs you'll find on the street, and that includes these days even marijuana. They're squirting fentanyl, lacing marijuana with fentanyl if you're buying it on the street. So a side cautionary note, if you're a marijuana user, go to a licensed, regulated, inspected facility. You know what you're getting there. Out on the street, you never know. It could be laced with fentanyl, pills that you think you're getting, like you may think you're buying an Adderall or a Valium. But in a pill press, they can make it look exactly like that pill, and it could have synthetic or other kinds of things in it, including regular fentanyl. And so we say one pill can kill. You may think you're, as I said, getting an Adderall, and you're getting something with fentanyl in it, and it can kill you. So we're trying to inform the public of those dangers and how sometimes they get into this addictive moment without kind of seeing it coming. Again, it's not something that lots of people think about or believe can happen to them or their family. It can happen to anybody. And the
Correct.
path takes so many different, routes.
Correct. No, no, well said too. And like you said, if you are going to engage in recreational marijuana, for an example, or even get something for some type of pain that you're having, make sure you're getting it from a licensed, regulated facility or doctor, someone who is a trusted source for that. Joining us talking about the fentanyl crisis within the Oakland County area and the upcoming town hall is Oakland County Sheriff Michael J. Bouchard, joining us talking about the things that are going on at that town hall. Also, I want to speak with your perspective personally, if you don't mind, Sheriff, with your balance of law enforcement and community outreach. Like you said, it affected you even with your daughter's soccer team and things. How do you balance both the responsibility of law enforcement with community support and making sure that you're still having some type of if I'm saying this, empathy with the community and showing and things of that nature?
Well, that's one of the most important things people in public safety need to do is stay connected to their humanity, because we see some of the worst things in the world. But the reason we got into this business is we wanted to make a difference. We wanted to help people. And so as long as we keep that ever present in our thoughts and our actions, that can keep us grounded and keep us focused. And it actually reinvigorates me and I think others in this business of public safety when they can help change a life or save a life and make that difference. That's why we all got in it. It's not because of the great pay, because it's not. It's not because of the hours, because they're terrible. It's because, we wanted to make an impact and make a difference. And this is one of the ways we do it. The different programs that we have, the education. If someone is struggling with an addiction, we have, for example, in our jail, if they've come to jail, we have medically assisted treatment. And when they leave, we have a Narcan vending machine that's free. They can take one with them to give to a family member if they fall back.
Mhm.
There's support services we can encourage them to contact with. I have a crisis response unit that tries to go out and meet and find the people that we've literally saved their lives from overdoses, to see how they're doing. And that team actually did a random visit to a home and found a person we had saved once in an active overdose and dying, and saved them again.
Mm.
So, we're trying to stay engaged and involved on every level. A lot of folks don't know that I actually had to go to the legislature to get the law changed to allow police to carry Narcan or any opioid interrupter, which can save lives from
Wow.
overdose. And it took me 2
Mhm.
years to get the legislature to agree to it. Now we've saved hundreds and hundreds of lives just in the sheriff's office. So, we're
Good
trying
job.
to be proactive and do those things to give people a second chance.
And applaud your effort too, Sheriff, because without taking that initiative to do things like that, we wouldn't have had the results that we have. As a matter of that, so great work that you and your department is doing. Overall, we know we want long-term prevention and intervention for this. What do you feel like is essential for the long-term prevention and intervention of this fentanyl crisis? And what approaches you and what approaches your department taking for this also?
Yeah, so it's a combination of both education, to make sure that community and young people understand the dangers. I spoke to a full school assembly recently and told them about one pill can kill, and you could see this shock in their eyes when I mentioned a counterfeit Adderall pill had killed a child. It's just so many levels. They have to be informed. And then secondarily, again, to go after the profiteers of this death. And a lot of that's coming from China and Mexico. And
Mhm.
so, as a country, we're going to have to take action and be strong to take, a clear message to those two countries that are the primary source of this stuff that's flooding in and killing our people, that we won't accept it. It's not something we'll tolerate.
Yeah, and it's so glad that we have the education and we have your officers going out to have that education and pass that forward. One thing that you spoke on that I do want to reiterate too is the fact that it's good that the officers are there for safety and support and that the community knows that. That way we kind of get rid of that stigma of fear
Mhm.
with officers or the sheriffs to let them know we're not always here for trouble per se. We're here to also save and serve our community, like you say. So I'm glad. I'm glad that you highlighted that. I want to put that out there also. Speaking on the resources again, you mentioned like having Narcan vending machines and things of that nature. I know there's been other types of partnerships around West Bloomfield placing a Save a Life box with Narcan and other resources across the community. Can you just talk about that effort and just how the effort of expanding
Yeah, yeah. So we're
community makes a
we're actually
difference?
part of that. And they're going to be at all of my substations, very shortly. And going back even before that, with this crisis, we started a thing called Operation Medicine Cabinet, which is all across Oakland County. It's unique in the country. It's been recognized by people all across the country. Actually got an environmental national award. Operation Medicine Cabinet is basically the old, if you remember the boxes where you drop your DVDs back in the day when there was Blockbuster, those kind of boxes at numerous locations, like I think 38 locations or something like that at this point, all across the
Mm.
county, where you can drop in unused or expired drugs, no questions asked. Um, so, for example, lots of times at the end of life, when a loved one has had serious pain, they have serious pain medication, they sometimes have morphine and other kinds of very deadly drugs if someone else gets into it. Get it out of the house so that kids and other people don't get it, don't accidentally take it, don't experiment with it. That's one of the biggest access points is unused drugs in the home. So get those out of the home, but don't flush them, because then it ends up in our residual effects ends up in our waterways and streams. So we
Mm.
create this program to collect it and environmentally safe ways destroy it. And we've literally diverted into that process tons, thousands of tons of drugs out of the medicine cabinets at home and out of the waters and streams that you're talking about, all across this county. That makes our county very unique and very proactive.
Great work right there. I love the confidentiality behind it. That's just another example of your department putting forth the effort and saying, hey, we don't necessarily care. We care about the safety more than anything, the public safety. So just come dispose of it properly. Like you said, don't flush it down the toilet. Don't just throw things in the garbage loosely. Place them in proper places for disposal and discarding and things of that nature. Another great effort by you and your department, Sheriff. You have the town hall meeting coming up once again. And April 16th, 7 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. This is at 1200 Court Tower Boulevard in Pontiac. Do you want to give out any other information regarding that event or any other things that you or your department are doing locally for the community?
Yeah, please look at our Facebook page and other X accounts and RSVP if you intend to come, because seating is limited. So, first RSVPs are kind of in the door, as they say. Love to see you there. And we're going to continue doing all of our partnership efforts with everybody that wants to get involved in this, because we want to save some lives and change the directions of some of these terrible, terrible losses that we've seen across this country.
Absolutely. And everything that you're doing is definitely pushing things in the right direction too. Sheriff Michael J. Bouchard, Oakland County Sheriff, joining us talking about the upcoming town hall event addressing the fentanyl crisis locally. Thank you again for your time, sir.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Great information to pass forward and to know about the fentanyl crisis town hall meeting hosted by Oakland County Sheriff Michael Bouchard. Thank you again for joining us. And for more information on that event and other things that the Oakland County Sheriff Office has going on, please check out their Facebook page, facebook.com/OCSO Michigan. And speaking of other things that are going on locally, March is still Reading Month, and with that being said, we are still celebrating and recognizing local things that are happening. And West Bloomfield Parks also partnered with West Bloomfield Township Library for a special event with animals and reading. It's called Reading with a Critter in the Splash On. Jake Schaff has the story.
Kids everywhere might be enjoying some well-deserved time off from school right now, but that doesn't mean they still can't learn a few things along the way. This past Wednesday, the West Bloomfield Township Public Library put together their Reading with a Critter event, allowing kids to stop by the library to hear a few stories, let their creativities run wild, and allowing them the chance to make some fun, new, and exciting animal friends.
We did story time with a critter. So I did the story time part. We read some books about critters. We did a book about a box turtle as well as a book about a frog. And then we did see the animals as well as some art projects like fine motor skills, putting together a turtle. We did a coloring sheet. And then we also did 5 green and speckled frogs so the kids could take that home and do some puppets with that.
What were some of your personal favorite parts of the event?
Well, my favorite part is always being with the kids in collaboration with Parks and Rec, but also I love the garter snake. That's my personal favorite. I think it's important for kids to learn about new animals and see nature because it's an important part of education.
I am from West Bloomfield Parks and Recreation. I get to do tons of nature education and programming, so I actually brought the critters today for Reading with a Critter. The kids love the animals and just seeing them engaged in the stories. It was awesome all around.
How did an event like this come to be?
Yeah, so it's due to our lovely partners with the West Bloomfield Township Public Library. So we've been able to do awesome programs like this one with our partners in the Civic Center and Complex.
And the fact that this is over spring break, kids are off from school, it's a good chance to maybe sneak in a little education in the middle of something fun, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. It's part of my job, so I get to teach a little bit about everything. And because it's springtime, a lot of these animals that I brought out today would be waking up in the wild.
We love to make sure that we have a variety of different programming. That's why we always partner with our local resources like parks or the school district to make sure that we continue that educational component during the breaks. We always try to have fun, and we always make sure that our programs are fun, but they have that educational component where kids don't even realize that they're learning. So like through STEAM, which is science, technology, engineering, art, and math, they're building and creating and learning through nature, and they don't even realize they're learning while they're doing it. I think that they really had fun learning about the animals, but story time and dancing is always a big draw as well.
Always a fun time here with West Bloomfield Parks and with the library, especially getting to see all of these fun and exciting animals up close. Let's hope kids left here today with some valuable knowledge and everyone left with some even more valuable memories. For Civic Center TV, I'm Jake Schaff.
Thank you for the story, Jake. Those are the moments and the times that you remember as a kid, going to the library, seeing different animals and creatures, and then having like craft and art time to be able to be creative. Those are the moments that you actually remember for the rest of your life. So great thing done by West Bloomfield Township, West Bloomfield Library as well. Plenty more going on around West Bloomfield we want to keep you informed about, including some national news that could possibly affect you locally. We will get into all that. Right now we are live, local, and social. It's the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
We'll be right back with the Splash Live. Missed one of our live broadcasts or one of your local municipal meetings? Check it out online at civiccentertv.com. Every meeting, show, and interview on demand. Thank you for watching and listening to Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. The West Bloomfield Youth Assistants will be recognizing local youth for their volunteer service, personal growth, and leadership. Join us as schools, hospitals, and religious organizations nominate the up-and-comers in your community. Show your pride for our future. The Youth Recognition Awards, May 1st, 6 p.m. at the West Bloomfield Middle School. This community update from Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. What people are watching in West Bloomfield. Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. And now, back to the Splash, live.
That's right, live, local, and social. It's the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. I am your host, Kevin McIntosh. I remember the New Year's resolution that you set. You said you wanted to do more things. You had body goals. And just because it's March doesn't mean you should be farther away from that. So we have motivation for you, especially if you're looking to get out and do some running with the group of people. The Detroit Free Press is hosting the Road to Detroit group run. And here to talk more about that and give you the information that you need is Detroit Free Press Marathon customer service team member Jeff McBain joining us. Thank you for joining us, Jeff. All right, I think we might have a slight issue with your audio, so we're going to try to figure that out. You may be on mute or something, but we do have Jeff McBain representing the Detroit Free Press Marathon customer service team talking about the group run that they have coming up this Saturday at the CVS Pharmacy on Orchard Lake Road in West Bloomfield. It will be starting at 8 a.m. and it actually starts the run at 8:05 a.m. So there's a few other things going on with that, and there's a series. It will start off here and then go to a different location, but we're going to try Jeff again to see if he can get us to join in and tell us a little bit more about that. Jeff McBain, Detroit Free Press Marathon customer service team member, thank you again.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, Jeff. Thanks for taking time out of your very busy schedule. So we learned about this event, the Road to Detroit, West Bloomfield Trail. Tell us more about this event. There's a series of it. So tell us what happened before this, what's happening afterwards, what's happening locally with West Bloomfield in this event.
Sure. The Road to Detroit series was created back in 2019 as a way to get people together as a more social event to go out and complete some miles, get out there, get motivated. And so we have group runs at many different areas. West Bloomfield is the one that we are having our event at this weekend. Like you mentioned, it's starting at 8:05. We meet up at 8 o'clock at the CVS parking lots in West Bloomfield. And we welcome people of all different paces. If you are brand new, we try to partner you up with somebody so you're not running alone, so you don't feel alone, because we do truly embody the group aspect of a group run. And we try to make sure that everybody's accounted for. It's from start to finish. So it's not just a show up and run or walk on your own. And we do offer people, if you only want to do 1 mile or 2 miles, that's fine. You can still come out and enjoy the fun. If you want to do more, you're definitely welcome to do more as well.
That's good that you have different lengths or distances, I should say. Different paces are welcome and embraced to come out. And you said you even partner people up if they want to have somebody to walk with. That's very, very encouraging right there. And that is this Saturday, March 30th. You said we're meeting at the CVS Pharmacy on Orchard Lake Road. You also have an ambassador, Megan Garden, who will be the ambassador for this specific run. Can you tell us what is the role of the ambassadors like Megan Garden?
Sure. Megan Garden is one of our returning ambassadors from last year. Our returning ambassadors are given the designation of ambassador captain, kind of to help show that they understand the role of what an ambassador is and what they should do. Megan is going to be hosting the group run, meaning she's there to help make sure all the people are able to ask questions and receive answers for the Detroit Free Press Marathon. Make sure that people are following the, if somebody needs to be partnered up with somebody, that she's able to help coordinate that. So she's there to make sure that everything runs smoothly for the run on Saturday.
Good. We need that type of person there to oversee, make sure everyone is accounted for, everyone is taken care of, supported, and we have those people there to put everything in place and connect those dots. Joining us right now, Detroit Free Press Marathon Customer Service Team member Jeff McBain, talking about this upcoming event the Detroit Free Press is hosting called the Road to Detroit West Bloomfield Trail Group Run this Saturday, March 30th at the CVS Pharmacy on Orchard Lake Road. So Jeff, with you being the customer service, being on the team for customer service, you pretty much get all of the inquiries and any type of comments that people may have. So what are some common inquiries or concerns that you anticipate from participants with this event currently or with other ones that you have gotten?
Sure. Some of the common questions that come in are relating to the international aspect of the race. It's the same requirements if you were to enter Canada on any other day of the year. You need your passport with you. So you needed to register, you needed to pick up your packet at the expo, and you also need to have it on you during the event. So that's one of the biggest questions that we get. And then the other ones are just more general of date and time of the expo. The expo hours are Friday and Saturday. There are no expo or pickup packet available on Sunday because Sunday is race day.
Okay, so I want to make sure I'm getting this correct, right? So right now, there's a series of like mini group runs that leads up to the big Detroit Free Press Marathon that's in the fall of the year, correct? And that's the one where you would have the concern of going across the bridge, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay.
So we have these group runs in various places all over the Metro Detroit area. This weekend is the one in West Bloomfield.
Right.
We have them in Kensington, Detroit Riverwalk, DeQuinder Cut, Stony Creek. We branch out even west as far as Lake Lansing, the Lansing area. So we try to make sure that we have group runs available for people that want to get active. And we will have these all the way up to race weekend. We make sure to post the events in the Detroit Free Press Runners Facebook page, and make sure that people are aware of them to help get them ready and get them excited for race weekend.
Nice. Okay, Jeff. All right. So now I'm interested. I want to pick your brain on this, right? So you're talking to somebody, not me specifically. We're asking for a friend, someone who recently let's say they had their 20-year high school reunion, haven't ran since the track team in high school, but they say, you know what, it's a good idea, good chance for me to get out there. I want to run. And like we said, these are mini series leading up to the big marathon. So that's a warm up to the big marathon. But what advice would you give to people who are just coming back into running for this event, for them to kind of warm up for this warm up for the big marathon?
Sure. So first thing that I would recommend is they go to their local running store to get fitted for a good pair of shoes. That is the only way that you're really going to know what works well for your body. I know what works well for me. What my shoe choice may not work for you. And then the other piece of advice would be just to come out to one of the group runs. It's low barrier, there is no pressure, there is no stress. Come out and get moving. We have people from various different paces, and some people may end up walking, and that's fine. Some people are a slow jog, but we're out there and helping encourage people. And the more you show up, the more routine you get into it. Just like anything else, it becomes habit, and that will help get you ready for race weekend.
That is correct. That is correct. No right or wrong answers, but that seems like the right one. I would definitely take that advice, Jeff. I got to be honest with you. You mentioned the fact that you go to different places throughout Metro Detroit. Why West Bloomfield? You could have went. I mean, I saw you're planning on going to Lake Orion. You've been in Livonia and different places. Why West Bloomfield?
Sure. So we chose West Bloomfield because that's an area that not many people are aware of, that has a trail that people can use for running. And that's one of the other things that we try to highlight with the group runs is people are aware of the Metro Detroit parks, like the Stony Creeks and Kensingtons, but not many people are aware of places like West Bloomfield Trail, where it's a beautiful place to run. And so if we're able to bring attention to that, maybe somebody else in the area will remember, I've been there before. I can use this for my running or my walking. I can use it as a place to just go outside and get my body moving.
Well said, well said. And I highly encourage that too, Jeff. Thank you again for taking time out to be with us and give us that information. Please reiterate some of the important information for this weekend and how people can maybe get in contact with you or get other information in general.
Sure. For this weekend, as we've been talking, the meetup will be at the West Bloomfield CVS. We will be going on the West Bloomfield Trail. All paces and all distances are welcome. Megan is going to help coordinate and make sure that everybody is able to get the information they need when they go there. We have more group runs coming. It's just the start of the season. Weather is starting to warm up. More information about that could be found in our Detroit Free Press Runners Facebook group. And if you're not on traditional social media, we also have a Strava group club. So we also post them there as well.
Great. Looking forward to seeing the results and seeing the turnout for the event. Thank you again, Jeff McBain, Detroit Free Press Marathon Customer Service Team member, telling us all about the Road to Detroit West Bloomfield Trail event happening this weekend at the CVS on Orchard Lake Road. Thank you again, Jeff.
Yep. Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Absolutely, absolutely. I know I was speaking for pretty much a large audience of us who want to really get back in shape and get out there and run like myself, but you can't just force yourself out there. Take some time, do some stretching, hydrate yourself, plenty of water and things of that nature. So great information to know. Go to facebook.com/Detroit Marathon for more information on that and other things going on with the Detroit Free Press. Speaking of national news that is possibly affecting us locally, I don't know if you've heard of it, but NAR, the National Association of Realtors, is dealing with a very, very hefty lawsuit. And there was recently a settlement, and it may impact home buyers and sellers here within the greater West Bloomfield area. Don't let me be the one to tell you. We actually have a local real estate agent to give us more information. Real estate agent from Century 21, Jeff Leach, joining us on the Splash Live. Thank you for your time, sir.
Hello.
Jeff, we have a serious situation, a landmark settlement with NAR, the National Association of Realtors, set to change the home buying process, increasing price transparency and competition, benefiting both buyers and sellers, according to experts. Now, can you just give an overview of NAR in general, your relationship with NAR, and what your knowledge is to this actual settlement and lawsuit?
Well, first of all, I don't think it's going to be a huge deal. I am a member of NAR, which is the National Association of Realtors. It's the largest trade organization in the world with over 1.5 million real estate professionals. What makes us different than real estate agents is by being a member of NAR, we subscribe to the Realtor Code of Ethics.
The Realtor Code of Ethics, that's essentially just it. You just join this group and you take on this code that I will be an honorable representative for a home buyer and or seller, essentially. So there's no obligation to be a part of this if you are a real estate agent. You can get your license and not be a part of NAR. Is that correct?
Well, that's correct, but our MLSs and our local associations are also members of NAR. So it's better to be a realtor and be a member of all of those, so we have access to the MLS and access to our local boards.
Okay. Well, essentially, you kind of started off by saying that you don't necessarily think it's going to have quite a huge impact. Can you elaborate on that a little bit more in regards to the results of the settlement, and how do you feel like it may or may not affect the local greater Bloomfield community?
I don't think it's going to affect sales so much. I think what it is going to do is make it more transparent which realtor is a buyer's agent and which realtor is a seller's agent. And I think that in the past, a lot of people kind of gloss over that very quickly. But now buyers are going to know what a buyer's agent is. And to see homes, buyers will have to choose a buyer's agent and sign a contract with them. I'm going to work for you. You're going to be my buyer's agent. As a buyer's agent, I'm going to look out for your best interests and walk you through the whole home buying process.
So from my knowledge, and joining us, by the way, is local real estate agent representing Century 21, Jeff Leach, talking about this NAR lawsuit settlement and how it may or may not affect local residents in the greater West Bloomfield community. Now, from my knowledge, the agreement requires buyers to be fully informed upfront about potential fees and commissions, offering them the option to hire a real estate lawyer or appraiser instead of a broker, pretty much like you did say. So in your opinion, how might this actually affect the buyer's behavior? Do you think with this information being out now, it could potentially make the buyer's market hot or turn it from a seller's market into a buyer's market sooner than later?
It won't turn it into a buyer's market any sooner because right now we have no inventory. So it's going to be a seller's market until we get more inventory. And hopefully that will happen soon. Interest rates are pretty steady right now. So if the interest rates stay the same, we need more housing. We need more people to list their homes. So right now it is a seller's market, and the buyers, I think, will probably educate themselves and understand what a buyer's agent is. And understand that the sellers do not have, the seller's commission is negotiable, and it's always been negotiable. So the sellers may have to pay part of that commission.
So it seems like it comes down to information in
Yes,
regards
absolutely.
to both the buyer and the seller, finding out about how this lawsuit may or may not affect them, and them just making a more educated decision. So with that being
Yes.
said, how do you or your organization anticipate moving forward with the or changing your approach with this being said?
Well, right now, our association, agency, and the Michigan Association of Realtors and the National Association of Realtors are coming out with more buyer education for our agents, so that our agents are better at explaining the fees, costs, everything involved in buying a home. So that's actually a good thing. It's making us more accountable for our buyers and educating them better. So it's not a bad thing. Really, the only thing that the lawsuit says is that agents can no longer show the commission in the MLS. That's basically all it says, is that agents can no longer show the buyer agency commission in the MLS. I mean, it's as simple as that. And everybody's kind of like making a huge deal about it when it's really just helping buyers and sellers. Sellers have always been able to negotiate the commission. Now they will understand a little bit more about the commission, and the buyers may have to pay part of the commission.
No,
They
absolutely.
might not have to. It's all negotiable, and it always has been.
That's the part that a lot of people aren't privy to. The fact that
Correct.
that is negotiable. They just think there's a standard, whatever their fee is, or sometimes they don't even ask them about it, and they just end up paying whatever's going on. But that is a key thing. A lot of people, I don't know if they necessarily know. I'm currently in a home buying process and searching for a home, but that is a key
Yes.
thing, because showing the commission percentage on a home on an MLS is like a back-end internet for real estate agents to show each other, this is potentially how much you can make on this property. And a lot of real estate agents allegedly, according to this lawsuit, may make the decision on whether or not they want to serve you or even try to help you buy or sell this home based on that percentage. So that clarification, like you said, just ultimately just gives more negotiating power to the buyers and sellers in the real estate market.
Well,
Jeff,
you just brought up a very good point, which is the commissions and working with it, an agent working with somebody who may have lower commissions. Well, if you follow the Realtor Code of Ethics as a buyer's agent with a contract with your buyer, you're going to show them any house no matter what the commission split is. So it's always been that way. So I kind of like that now, now we can explain to our clients what the commission is, what the commission split is. And, it's going to make it a little more difficult for us when we're going to go show a home and write a contract, help our clients write a contract, to know what that commission is, what the listing broker and the seller is offering as commission.
Great information. And that's ultimately what we want, more transparency for buyers and sellers to essentially know what they're getting themselves into for the biggest home or the biggest purchase of their entire lives, essentially, for most people. Do you have any other information for any first-time home buyers and sellers looking to enter the market or currently in the market within the West Bloomfield, Orchard Lake, Sylvan Lake, or Kego Harbor area?
Well, sellers, when you are interviewing agents, make sure you have an agent who is good at explaining everything to you and somebody that you're comfortable with. Same way with buyers. Buyers should interview agents and decide who is going to offer them their best services and be honest and ethical with them.
That is 100% correct, Jeff. And me and you knowing each other from a previous engagement, I have extensive knowledge of that type of process, and just knowing to interview agents to make sure that you have the right fit for whatever your needs are.
Yep.
So great information, Jeff. Jeff Leach again, real estate agent from the West Bloomfield area, representing Century 21, talking about the NAR lawsuit settlement and how it may or may not affect residents in the greater West Bloomfield community. Thank you again for your time, sir.
You're welcome. Have a great day.
Absolutely. You too. Have a better one. We love educating our residents, our listeners, our watchers, our audience in regards to things that are happening. Even if it is national, there are some different ways that it could affect us locally. So we will keep you updated on other things going on, live, local, and social. This is The Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
We'll be right back with The Splash Live. Missed one of our live broadcasts or one of your local municipal meetings? Check it out online at civiccentertv.com. Every meeting, show, and interview on demand. Thank you for watching and listening to Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Live, local, and social. It's The Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Join our team as we highlight people and events that are making an impact in the greater West Bloomfield area. Catch us live Monday to Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Watch us on demand at civiccentertv.com. Or watch us on TV at Comcast Channel 15 or AT&T at Channel 99. What people are watching in Kego Harbor. Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. And now, back to The Splash, live.
Live, local, and social. It's The Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. I'm your host for today, Kevin McIntosh. Thank you again for joining us. I am all about the Zen, my friend. If you have not known that, that means I love to have a great state of mental health. I like to take time to meditate and introduce myself to yoga. And there are local classes available in Sylvan Lake for you to also learn yourself. And we have leader of Luna Moon Sup Yoga, S-U-P Yoga, Misty Markham, here to tell us a little bit more about that. And Misty, can you talk about your classes in Sylvan Lake and how they affect the community?
Yeah, and when you say community, it really is a community class, and it's all levels. It's all, basic to more of a seasoned yogi, so to speak. But the part about the community is the fact that it's not quite a studio. We're at the community center. We have had the fireplace going on behind us, giving us a little bit of an ambience vibe throughout the winter season. And you're amongst your neighbors and friends, and it kind of takes away the vibe of a studio if you are a little hesitant or nervous about being in a studio space.
Right.
We have our laughing moments, so there's that, and then they leave and they feel relaxed and ready to go home and just chill out and maybe go to bed.
Nice. See, I am a fan of yoga. I haven't actively practiced yoga quite yet. I think I might have been to one yoga class, but I appreciate it because if I'm not mistaken, I want you to correct me on this, yoga is sort of like a mixture of stretching and meditation. Now, I do stretch and I do meditate, and I do those two things separately, but I love the fusion of both of them. Can you just talk about the overall benefits of yoga, and can you talk about the ages that you see coming in and for your yoga classes, and how can you be to start yoga?
Absolutely. Like I was saying about being in all levels type of class. So if you're a beginner and you have a little bit of a concept of it, I usually start class with, like a seated posture. We do talk about breath and getting acclimated with using breath with movement. So I give a lot of modifications as we get going, as we start to warm up within the 15, 20 minutes of class. And I always give them like an I shouldn't say opt out movement, but something where they're, if your breath is starting to feel challenged, that's how you know you've met an edge where you may want to back off or go to down dog, child's pose, that kind of thing. And if you want to take it a little bit further, then I like to give that too. I like to give these more advanced levels, like layers of a cake, right? You start foundation and then just keep kind of building up on that. And, we'll get to maybe a more of a challenging pose. I like to focus on a lot of balance. I do teach paddleboarding as well. So I feel like balance even as you age. So you have like the kids that are very flexible and they're fun to have in class and witness. And then, someone that's a little bit on the older side, then yeah, I mean, there's going to be some modifications that I'll offer up or assist. And, when I say opt out, sometimes, you just, if your body's not feeling it, your body's not feeling it. You don't want to overdo it.
No, I get it. 100%. And like I said, I love the benefits of yoga from what I've heard. And like I said, I believe I practiced it once. I'm not even sure if it was yoga, but I know I was breathing, I was stretching, and I was just, just taking my time into things.
Yeah.
But just to talk about this, joining us, Misty Markham of Luna Moon SUP Yoga, talking about her yoga classes in Sylvan Lake and the benefits of it and how it brings the community together. So can you talk about your experience of seeing the community together, how you also put the word out for the community to know about this also?
Good questions. Yeah, I use a lot of Facebook, the community pages that we have in Sylvan Lake, and word of mouth too is great. And I see neighbors even when I'm out walking the dog, and they ask me, is there class and that kind of thing. They had yoga, and I before I started it in October, so I've been doing it for a few months now, and it's just nice to see people come together. I think it gives them also something to look forward to, like on a Thursday night, gets them out of the house just a little bit, especially during those winter months, and see their other neighbors they might not see because we're a lake community. We love the lake, and it's not summer yet. So
Right.
I've seen that benefit as well. And just mentally overall, for people to hear how much they enjoy coming. They're like, I may not be the best. I may not be able to do it all, but I really appreciate it and you offering this for the community. So it's been very rewarding and humbling as well to hear.
Good. I know that feedback from the community has to impact you because the community impacts your business and the things that you have going on in regards to yoga instruction. If I'm not mistaken, when we spoke off the air, Misty, you told me that you are remote with this. You don't necessarily stick to one area, even though this is at the community center Thursday, 6:30. But can you talk about, is it always inside? Do you take it outside? And where other places do you take it? And why Sylvan Lake specifically?
Well, Sylvan Lake is where I reside, my home base, my home lake. With paddleboarding, that's on the water. We do yoga on the paddleboards, believe it or not. It'll be my 7th season, and again, when I started the business, the love for doing yoga, being physical, and the importance of it, and the aspects to then share, to be certified in teaching, certified in paddleboarding, and marry all of that together, and use the outdoors as your nature's twinkle, So I do go mobile because I have this. Which you just showed, this van that has been now celebrating 1 year with me as Luna Moon paddleboard hauler.
Okay, nice.
Yes, now it allows me to do retreats, and we can go on the road and take the gear, and they get to experience different waters now. Some of them that have been with me for a while. We were going to the UP second year at Big Bay up in Lake Superior. We won't really do yoga on Lake Superior, but we're right there where we'll be able to see it, and we'll be on an inland lake where it's really peaceful.
Yeah. Oh man, it sounds like something I have to get into during the summer. To be honest with you, Misty, we just showed the picture. Our listeners on 89.3 can't see it, but paddleboarding, stand-up paddleboarding. Can we get into this a little bit more? Talk about these classes a little bit more. Exactly where you do them, how people can sign up, and things of that nature, please.
Yes, if you go to Luna Moon SUP, S-U-P, it stands for standuppaddleyoga.com. Even if you were to Google Luna Moon SUP Yoga, it would come up. You would see my Instagram, my Facebook, and see all the pictures. I post quite regularly, especially even with video, just showing even after class shenanigans, like things that, it really livens people up to just kind of get out of their own mindset, leave all their cares on shore and have fun and laugh. And they're also supportive of each other as well. It's like ageless, it's, genderless. I mean, it doesn't matter. You just show up and just, willing to have a good time. And what's awesome is that, like I said, you embrace the community around you, because everyone else is in the same situation. They may have done it 5 times and you might be your first time, but it doesn't matter. They're all there and just willing to accept anyone.
Ooh, Missy, look, just talking to you and looking at those pictures, it already has me excited for the summer season. I cannot wait. Thank you for talking about this. Thank you for joining us to bring this into us, to give us something to look forward to. Any last words, any other things you have coming up you want to tell our community?
I'm excited as well. I mean, I hope you go and check it out at least. Yoga, you can start in the studio now and get ready for outdoors, and then follow me along for other workshops and things like that are coming up soon.
Yes, absolutely. Join us again, Misty Markham of Luna Moon SUP Yoga. You can find out more on Facebook at Luna Moon SUP. Thank you again so much, Misty. We appreciate you for joining us.
I appreciate it.
Play on words too, SUP, as in stand-up paddleboarding, but then it's like sup, like what's up? So anyway, I love it. I enjoy it. I enjoyed the interview. You can find out more on their Facebook at Luna Moon SUP, or go to their website, lunamoonSUPyoga.com. Motivation, that's what that is, and motivating by other people in the West Bloomfield area. Specifically, one person, West Bloomfield High School senior, Summer Davis. Congratulations. She is the 2024 Michigan Max Prep Player of the Year. Well deserved, by the way. This just adds on to her trophies and other accolades that she's gotten. As a matter of fact, she was the Gatorade Player of the Year just last year. So you see what the pattern going on. And it runs in the family, by the way. Her twin sister, India Davis, was the Gatorade Player of the Year for this season. So congratulations. She was averaging 22 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists against the state semifinals, I should say, in Rockford. And then 14 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, and a block in the finals against Grand Blanc. Superstar status. And her and her sister, India, are both headed to Georgia to play some college ball. Congratulations again to the Davis twins. I've only known them for about 5 basketball games, but I feel like I've been a part of their journey for the entire career. You're about to make me cry, girls. Get them off the screen. Get them off the screen. We love that. But speaking of them, they did excellent over the semifinals and the finals in East Lansing, by the way. It was a great, great story to be a part of. As a matter of fact, the Splash Live's Tyler Keefe has that story.
1 year ago, it was heartbreak for the West Bloomfield girls basketball team, falling just shy of repeating as state champions. 371 days later, the state championship trophy is heading home to 4925 Orchard Lake Road. For senior guard Destiny Washington, this was the perfect way to go out, winning a championship with a team that has become family over her 4 years at WB, and especially after an emotional journey on championship weekend.
This championship is very special because our last time playing with this group of girls, and it means a lot just to go out there and execute how we know we can execute and come out with a win. Yesterday was a lot of mixed emotions because of the buzzer beater 3 and fouling out, but today we really came in focused, knowing that yesterday wasn't it, and that we had another game today.
The game may have tipped off at 12:15, but Coach Darren McAllister says this championship started long before anyone was keeping score.
In the beginning of the season, we knew that we left some hardware here in East Lansing. And so that was our mindset. We had to come back and get that. So we were working each and every day during the preseason to make sure that we were prepared for this moment.
For the Lakers senior core, this was their chance to finish their careers the way they always intended, going out not only as champions, but icons in West Bloomfield basketball history.
Each year our bond gets better, and each year everybody's game gets better. And watching them from when we were freshmen, really young kids, to now on a big stage, winning championships, like, it means a lot. I'm just really happy that we all had a good game tonight, and everybody did what they're supposed to do. Everybody went out there and scored. Everybody made the extra pass today. Like, this team is really my favorite team.
Kendall Hendricks already won one championship with her West Bloomfield family, but it was blood that motivated her quest for title number 2 after witnessing the heartbreak that ended her sister Sydney's career at West Bloomfield.
I wanted to do it for my sister because I know how devastating it was not being able to win it for her last year. And I think just the motivation and the determination and work we put in, it's just like we gotta win it. We did too much, spent too many hours, had too much pain, waited 372 days to get back at Rockford. So like it was like meant to be. She like helped me become the player I am today and the person I am today. Like I look up to her a lot. So I wish that we could have got 2 with her, but she's at home in Florida cheering us on.
In the 2024 season, this Lakers squad learned that winning a state title was about more than star power, growing closer than ever as they pursued taking back a championship they always believed belonged in West Bloomfield.
I would say as a whole, having everybody had a chip on their shoulder, ready to come back and get revenge on the team, and we played our game today.
I just came in here with the mentality that this is our last game as a team. This is my last game at West Bloomfield, and I was going to play my game and execute.
First of all, it starts with the belief. Our players believe in us, we believe in them, and they buy in. That's what the main thing is, just buying in and coming in and putting in that work, understanding your assignment, getting out there and executing. And listen, the proof is in the pudding. 3 years, 2 state championships, runner-up. Come on, man. What else can be said?
The Lakers are now set to graduate 5 seniors, but don't let that fool you, says Coach Mack. This era of Laker titles is far from over.
It's a short time because when we come back, we got to get back in the lab and develop some more players so we can come back here again, because people think that we're going to fall off, but we're not falling off. Our name is on the leash. You'll see us here next year.
After their 3rd championship appearance in 3 years and their 2nd title in that span, this West Bloomfield girls basketball team has cemented their legacy as Laker legends and set the benchmark for excellence in WB. In East Lansing, I'm Tyler Kieft, Civic Center TV.
And for full coverage on their semifinals and finals journey, go to our website at civiccentertv.com. Keeping you updated on everything going on in the greater West Bloomfield area, live, local, and social. It's The Splash Live on 89.3 Lakes FM and Civic Center TV.